Update. Husband is very upset my sister has gained weight. Original post. Since my female 33 sister female 34 gained weight, maybe 20 to 25 pounds, my husband male 30 has been very irritable and sad. He comments, not to her face of course, that it was a sad business, that she's ruining her body and beauty and that she was perfect before. Every time we meet her and her husband, my husband gets gloomy and starts to say what a shame it was that she's letting herself go. Like she's purposefully doing that to hurt him, and he is very hurt. My sister is very beautiful, and I don't think she's less beautiful now. But my husband thinks I should say something. When I finally flipped out on him, he said he was concerned about her health and mentality. Gaining so much weight in such a short time without a reason, that we know of, must have its reasons and someone must act. I told him her husband could tell her if he's bothered, and he said that her husband probably doesn't dare to tell her in case she thinks he's commenting about her size. I don't know why his concerns are bothering me this way. However, I try to approach the subject and he makes it about health or concern about health. Way more than my sister, even with her weight gain, like 30 pounds more at least. Now for the top advice before reading the updates. I'd be very confused if my husband obsessed about what my sister weighed like this. It would also be none of his business. He doesn't need to worry about her ruining her beauty. You mentioned that you weigh more than your sister. Do you think he is trying to hint that he wants you to lose weight? I'm very confused too. He had/has hots for your sister. Now he's disappointed because she's not, to him, as pretty as she was. He needs to drop it. You know, I hinted at this possibility and got downvoted, but it was a legit question/statement. It goes deeper. He's comfortable highlighting her weight gain but not comfortable commenting on Opie's weight. But that's his issue. Why does your sister's physical appearance have any impact on your husband? There's something not right here. I am very confused and very upset. If this was happening with my husband, he would need to very clearly explain himself to my satisfaction. I can only imagine how you feel. Now for the first update. Hi again. I wrote about my husband being upset about my sister gaining weight. I received a lot of comments and DMs making me understand that my feelings of yuck were valid. It is weird that he cares. I stayed up until the wee hours going through his computer and phone. My husband is a gamer and we have a gaming room. He hasn't changed his passwords and codes since we were dating, and while he was sleeping, I was up snooping. Anyway, I was shocked with what I saw. Yes, my husband is in love, or at least has a crush, on my sister. I'm not the only one he's complaining to about her weight gain. His best friend knows everything. He actually sends him pictures of my sister, and openly admits that he uses these pictures to pleasure himself some nights. He complains that she's getting fatter, and he's annoyed that she might be pregnant or that she's just going to ruin her beauty. One of the pictures he has sent to his best friend, where he admits that he self-pleasures too, is from her Facebook, with my toddler nephew kissing her cheek. He has also taken pictures of her on our vacations, in bikini, maybe hundreds. Some of them he has just cropped me out of. On his PC, he has group chats with his gaming friends, people that don't know him in real life. To those, he pretends that my sister and her children are his family. He proudly brags about having her. His profile picture is of her, her children, and him from a Christmas party. I'm shocked and disturbed, and very confused. I never pressure him to do anything nice to me, but it tells me he loves me every day. He kisses and hugs me all the time. He never complains about me or my appearance, and although he never compliments my looks, he never complains about them either. My sister is very beautiful, and she's always been beautiful. I've learned that I could be other things and I'm fine with it. I have many great qualities, and I always get compliments for them. That's why I never reacted to the lack of compliments from my husband. This is just how things always been for me. I don't know if he loves me. Not 2 weeks ago, we had our 10th anniversary and he had surprised me with a weekend in Paris and a beautiful new engraved wedding band. What's going on? And what about posing her children as his? My husband and I are child-free, and it was more his choice. He never wanted children. Ever. I don't appreciate some of you trying to make my sister involved in this. She's not. She's an amazing sister and she would never do that to me. To make it even clearer, after sweeping all his devices, there's nothing from her to him that could remotely be interpreted as suspicious. They don't talk private, and the last text he has from her is when I turned 30 and they were planning a surprise party. Other than that, they communicate through our group chats, so please stop. About our weight. None of us is obese. I've always been on the curvy side. My sister is very slim. She has been fighting depression almost all her adult life because of something that happened to her in the past. And when she's depressed, she can't eat. So when she gains weight, we're all delighted because it means she's happy and eating well. I'm divorcing my husband. I have yet to tell him what I've read and seen. I'm not ashamed that I have snooped around his private matters, and I'm not gonna wait and listen to excuses. This is beyond creepy and beyond salvation. It's over. Sounds like you have a clear head and you're still good with your sister and family. Best wishes. You are going to be okay. I'm not sure I should involve my sister in this mess. I don't feel it's fair on her to be dragged into this disgusting mess. Plus, I don't want her to feel uncomfortable. But it might be dangerous. She deserves to know that he is a creep so that she can stay away from him. You think he would be dangerous? Even if he isn't dangerous, he's showing her pictures online, telling people they are together. What happens if that circles back to town and someone tells her husband? That is not something he's doing in private. He's showing her face online, and her kids. You don't know who's seeing those things, and in truth, neither does he. The lie is already out there in public. Forewarned is forearmed. I totally agree. It is not fair to your sister, but breaking her heart will hurt. I do think he could become dangerous once he knows you are leaving. Have everything packed and a place to go before you tell him. His fantasy world is going to come crashing down, and who knows what he might do. If nothing else, y'all not having kids will make divorce less of a hassle. Best of luck. I'm so thankful. Wow. Best of luck to everyone except your husband. Thank you very much. I'm devastated. I'm going to mom for a while and then start the process. Now for the second update. Now, I have told my mom and I've talked to my soon-to-be ex-husband. 1. I told my mom everything as first step. She is as baffled as I am. And she also doesn't know what to do about my sister. I mentioned to her about maybe asking her therapist for help. Thank you for the reader who suggested it. She's going to contact the therapist tomorrow. And then I will hopefully get her forgiveness. I'm so sorry to have introduced such a horrid man to her life. 2. My soon-to-be ex-husband called when he saw that I've been on his phone and PC. He asked me where I was and when I will be coming home. I told him, come on, you know I'm not coming back. He sounded defeated. Told me he was disgusted with himself and that he was sorry and that he loved me. He just wasn't in love with me and hasn't been for 2 years. I told him that I never wanted to see him again, and most importantly, I never want him to contact my sister. He said he would never do that and that he never would have acted on his fantasies. It's just his escape from reality. He hasn't been feeling well and this was his go-to comfort. He's posing as a richer man, more successful, with a beautiful wife and beautiful children, and his friends admires him for it. And it gives him the rush and he needs to cope with reality. Anyway, he begged me not to tell my sister and especially not her husband and promised to never bother me again. I don't know what to feel. I'm numb. Maybe the hurt and sadness will come later. I'm more repulsed and disappointed right now. Only last weekend we were planning new renovations and a new car. My mom is awesome. She told me not to rush the heartbreak because it will be coming eventually. I'm on survival mode right now. Tears will come when everything settles and divorce is a fact and not just a reaction. Thank you for all the support. Life goes on. Reminds me of the post of the sister posing as a mom blogger. Just freaking deranged behavior. Even freaking weirder than old-fashioned catfishing. That one was bloody terrifying, and they willingly opened their home to her. My older sister, when I was 17 and she was 19, started dressing like me, dyed her hair from blonde to a dark brown like me. Didn't think much of it. She's been having a rough time since she turned 16-ish and thought she was just trying to switch things up. Then one day, I was picking up a notebook off the floor and it was just filled with my name but in her signature. I was really skeeved out, told her it was weird and to stop it. She did pretty quickly. Later in life, she went on to steal my medical identity. After all, the local clinics, hospitals, and pharmacies would no longer fall for her BS and attempts to get drugs. Never felt really safe around her because of all that. Sadly, but fairly predictably I guess, she died from an overdose just over a year after I found out about the medical identity theft. I had similar issues with my sister growing up, though I was the oldest and she was just under me in age, and I can say that mine wasn't as extreme. She'd steal my video games, never actually play them much, and then end up losing them. Then when we got older, she started trying to learn to draw because it was I was known for. When I started going to high school, my mom/stepdad started realizing what a monster they'd made out of enabling her all the time. and subsequently punishing her more, and that, combined with watching way too much of Malcolm in the Middle, gave her some unprecedented complex about being the middle child. Then when we both stopped growing, she started actively stealing my clothes, even the merchandise t-shirts from video games she's never played, and even got a pair of wide-framed blocky glasses like mine. When I moved out, I wasn't around to blame all her problems on anymore. So she started complaining that our childhood cat likes my brother more and getting jealous of my then unborn baby brother because my mom was crocheting blankets for him. She was 17. He's more concerned that his crush doesn't find out about his obsession with her than the breakdown of his marriage. Awful man. And even more concerned about his crush's husband finding out. I found that enraging. It's like he doesn't even see her as a person, more like a doll that belongs to somebody else. Disgusting. Bingo. He even wanted to control her weight, which sounds like a healthy weight anyways, when she's not his partner to boot. It reads like she's a pleasure accessory to him, some weird trophy. What's up with all these dudes having crushes on their wives' sisters? I think it's the extension of some men thinking kindness as flirting. Sister-in-law fits as a friendly woman who they interact with regularly, knows them well, and is reasonably comfortable being nice to them because it should be obviously platonic. Plus, he gets to know her relatively well, but not any of her deeper problems. And instead of being smart enough to realize that all people have issues and she's not just blabbing about them with her brother-in-law, he views her as someone who doesn't have them. Not like his wife, who very reasonably thinks she can talk about her problems with her husband. She got wants and needs and expectations. How terrible. So yeah, I can see why a lot of weird dudes get fixated on their sister-in-law. In some ways, it's very girl next door versus crush on a celebrity. Some part of him thinks he's got a chance, or that he blew his chance with the better version of what he's got. Instead, he just ruins what he did have. Now for the last story. I wanted a husband, not a son. I, 25 female, have been in a relationship with my partner, 28 male, for nearly 7 years now. We met on a dating app, dated for a couple years, and have lived together for 4 years in our own apartment. Of course, there's been ups and downs like any relationship, but there's been more downs than ups recently. The largest reason for this is because I do everything. From cooking and cleaning and bill paying, to home repair, oil changes on a car, buying new tires, driving him to and from work. Everything. I cannot remember the last time I didn't have to tell him to do his chores. Washing the laundry, I fold and put away, and unloading the dishwasher, I rinse and load. I ask him to unload because the sink is full, and he says, yeah, and never does it. I have started to refuse to do his part of the work now. So the sink piles up till there aren't any clean dishes and there aren't any clean clothes. I ask him every day, multiple times a day, to please do his chores. And then I'm the a-hole because I'm annoying him and he's gonna do it. He plays video games on his computer. Uses the one last round or after this game excuses. I don't mind that he plays. He and his friends have always been gamers and that's how they spend time together. But it's reached a point where I'm so tired. I'm exhausted from being the only one who puts in any effort. I'm tired of the confrontation he brings when I ask him to do simple things. And so today I decided to try and get him to, I don't know, prove that he wasn't as useless as he seemed to be. That he was my husband and not my unwanted and needed son. Our car needed to be taken into the shop for an alignment. Nothing difficult, and it would only take an hour out of his day. The appointment was at 10 a.m. Today. Well, he stayed up all night playing, and at 9:30 wakes me up, throwing a fit. Because he can't believe he agreed to do this when he's been up for over 24 hours. And how it isn't safe for him to drive there and how he doesn't know where the shop is. For the first time in our entire relationship, I felt complete and utter disgust towards him. Sick to my stomach disgust. I told him that it wouldn't be that hard. I sent him the exact address of the shop. I try to make it as easy as possible. And then he continues to throw a freaking fit about it until I just tell him to not worry about it. I called the shop and changed my appointment to Thursday this week. He then proceeds to go back to playing games, content that he does not have to do anything, I'm sure. I can hardly stand to be near him right now. I'm sure this post is probably pretty skewed, painting him in such a bad light because I'm so upset. But I just don't know what to do anymore. I wanted a partner to go through life with, and I don't have that. I've been forced into this messed role of playing mommy, and I don't know how the hell to fix it. I feel trapped because I've been with him for so long. I don't really have many friends or any safe family I can lean on for support. What do I do? How can I fix this? What can I possibly do or say to help myself? I'm so lost and I can't find any bright side to anything anymore. I don't know what to do. Edit. I'm sorry. Let me clarify. He does indeed work and he brings in good money. What I meant when I said I pay bills is that I'm the one who brings rent to the front office. I'm the one who handles speaking with anyone and everyone about any financial issues, customer service, banks, etc. He doesn't know what to say or do when, say, a payment doesn't go through or something else arises, so that responsibility falls to me as well. I'm sorry for painting him as a financial abuser. He most definitely is not. You can't fix it. Give it a few more months, he'll quit his job or be fired and you'll have a professional son to mother. Sorry, Opie. I've got to this age and that is his level of responsibility and respect for you. It's as good as it will get. And you trying to force him will result in resentment. And for you too. You have fallen into that trap. He sees you in the role his mom had and is too ignorant to know better. Move on. Stop burning away your life on that pile. They get one come to Jesus talk early on when they aren't pulling their weight. If they can't manage that, it's time to move on. They don't care and want a mom instead of wife. This is already so far gone beyond that. It's not changing.